most enigmatic scenes from the mansion, and one of the most remembered ones, is the ballroom. Filled with movement, ghosts, thunders, and haunts, people often need several rides to see all of these gags. On the balcony of the ballroom, there are two portraits of different men holding a gun and looking towards a different direction. Suddenly, two ghosts appear, rotate, and shoot. These are commonly known as the Duelists. These ghosts appear in the Haunted Mansion concept art since 1964. The idea was that of two ghosts popping out of their respective portraits to shoot at each other. This is a kind of gag pretty similar to that of the runaway bride portrait, which would have abandoned her painting at the apparition of Captain Gore. If you find one of the dueling ghosts strikingly familiar, it is because his head is made from a mold that was originally going to be for a ghost pirate that was to appear in the mansion, Bartholomew Roberts. But this was eliminated for the final draft of the ride. The pirate ghost was going to use the exact same head as the auctioneer pirate. That is the only connection between those two, and they were not meant to be the same pirate. The duelists were originally placed on the wall where the fireplace is. In a recent long-forgotten blog post, we can see one of the Haunted Mansion illustrated stories where the portraits were placed somewhere else. These illustrations, the ones in the book, copied Davis' concept art, which implies the actual spot of the ghosts was a last-moment decision. Also, they are not mentioned in the 1969 Song and Story of the Haunted Mansion, hinting they might have been added to the scene or to their current place in a last-minute effort. The effect works the same as the rest of the ballroom. There are two levels, one beneath the track where the dancers, organists, stable guests, and party guests are, and one above it, where we see the window ghosts called banshees, Cleopatra, Pickwick, and the Duelists. These animatronics are placed on top of the Doom Buggy track and illuminated. Their reflections appear in a great crystal plate in front of the track. Behind the glass are all the set pieces and decorations. This picture can be found anywhere in the internet and was taken in the black set where the real props are. But why are these ghosts dueling? The only official explanation to this comes from the Grim Gazette, a newspaper distributed by the Ghost Relationship Department. It's that Paul and Edward Flint, as they were named when alive, had grown with a heated rivalry. They always competed against each other until one day they offended each other on some discussion and decided to duel. Other official hint is at the Hudson River Mansion. One of the tombstones is of a certain Mr. Sewell who died on a duel. Some believe this to be the duelists that died. Following this line, conjectures have been made that claim that the duelist who survived and killed this Mr. Sewell ended somehow in Thunder Mesa and dueled Mr. Ravenswood. But alas, Henry cheated and ended this other duelist's life. In the 2003 video game, the duelist appears as one of the friendly ghosts in charge of one of the beacon gems. When he reads his death certificate, he notices he was shot by his enemy, whom he does not name. This duelist was the first to die and says his enemy used strange tactics, like hiding outside with a rifle or hiding in the shadows, making him more of a cheater like Mr. Ravenswood and less of a rightful duelist as this Mr. Flint, if we can call him that, because he doesn't mention his name either. It is interesting also how this duelist in the video game looks more like the right duelist. I mean, the one that does not use the auctioneer head. And if you look at both paintings, the auctioneer head duelist or the left duelist looks a little bit more evil, and he uses the clothes usually considered evil in the early years of cinema and has a devil-like appearance. So it is interesting to note that the first one to die was the one on the right, and this is acknowledged on the game by putting him in the mansion, and if you look at the death certificate, he is certainly the one who died first. The 2003 movie shows them real fast in the graveyard scene, and I mean real fast, and they only blow their hats off. Their production names were French Duelists, which would go more with the New Orleans themed fanfiction that I'll talk to you about in a few moments. There are rumors amongst the fans that the first duelist to die is the one on the right, due to a slight spasm he appears to have after shooting. I think he is the first one to die, but not based on that, but based on the looks of the duelists and the thing that I just mentioned from the video game. Let's now dive into fanfiction territory, shall we? In the New Orleans mansion, two friends named Etienne Lalaurie and Antoine Germain turned against each other after Madame Leota seduced them both. She manipulated them to turn against each other. Eventually, they dueled for her love, but both died almost at the same time from the wounds caused by the bullets. With their last breath, they swore revenge against Leota in the afterlife. Another one leaves Leota out of the picture. These two brothers face each other on the fact of the American Civil War. One supports the North, the other the South. They both duel and die at the same time. Their spirits, displeased with the fact that no one apparently won, repeat the duel eternally until one ghost shoots faster than the other, which at the time of our visit does not happen. So, what do you think? Who are they? Why are they dueling each other? Please let me know your story in the comment section. Remember to like and subscribe and help us reach that 999 number. We need it to let more spirits be known. I'm afraid I'm a bit busy now, so I'll have to leave you all, but I'll see you a little later.